Like first, like they didn't just take people drunk on the street and like kill them. They had to put them through rehab. They had to go through like counseling. Like there was a long process when that person continued to harm himself and his community. Then they kind of had to be like, you know, how many, you know, ¿cuándo vas a aprender? Like we've had this conversation with just some youth like today. So we're not gonna do this by any means, you know. But like there has to be a consequence that people understand. Like, yo, we're serious, right? So the lady walked off, and I was like, "Thank you." I was thanking her as she was leaving because she was incensed that I even showed this. And I was like, "Thank you, ma'am. You know, you actually explained Islamic law. You cannot take matters into your own hands. This has to be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. For this case, there needs to be 4 witnesses, reliable witnesses, which if you're present to witness this, your reliability is in question to begin with. This is nearly impossible to happen, right? But still, there needs to be a process. This isn't the end, but this is the process. So, took it with a grain of salt. I felt like, you know, my heart was broken because I was only giving part of the story. So know that I am only giving part of the story. Don't take it like it's all that. So we talked about the Olmecs, black corn, yellow corn, red corn, and now white corn. Anybody want to guess where white corn comes from? It's like Monsanto, right? From the east. White corn representing European people. Here's a picture of Columbus, or a likeness. And Hernán Cortés. How did they get here? Seen this map before? And there's a picture of Mexico City, Tenochtitlan, el DF. Here you see El Popocatépetl, an active volcano, and Iztaccíhuatl, the sleeping woman. That they say they call that because it looks like a sleeping woman. Have you seen the posters or the postcards or the nice pictures on the lowriders about the Aztec warrior and the lady? That's what they represent right here. So just put it into context, like, oh, it goes way back, right? So in a nutshell, that was the history that I was able to gain from the comment that my teacher said, you know, they represent the 4 cardinal directions, the color of corn, and corn represents or symbolizes people. The first to be in that area were the people that were there originally. The ones that came after to start a civilization were the Africans. And then it was the Asians. And then it was the Native Americans. The last people to arrive were the Europeans. Did we learn that in our history books?
The last part, no.
The what?
The last part of European.
Being first. Right? So when we look at things, you know, we have to like analyze them critically. You hear something, like think about it, does it make sense? My teacher also said one thing that made a lot of sense to me. Is that, you know, if you look at Native American tradition, it's all about peace and harmony with the land and the animal. If you ever hear anything in the history that doesn't bring you that sense, take it with a grain of salt. Because it's probably part of a whole story that is being taken out of context. So, now to talk about the things to come. So, let's pretend for a moment that this is 1491 and you are sitting in the council in Tenochtitlan, or you're sitting in the library in Tenochtitlan, or you're walking in the zoos or the aviaries that they had, and you're 1491 and you start thinking about the calendar. And you kind of know the calendar because this is you. You live it every day. And then you say, well, hey, you know, Have you guys ever celebrated New Year? Some of you have? Okay. So, what feeling do you have like December 30th, December 31st, like New Year's coming, you start getting excited, like why? I don't know, but you know, maybe you have a fun time during New Year, right? And there you are in the city of Tenochtitlan, and it's 1491. And you just look at the calendar, like see the reojo, like, holy cow, it's December 31st. And why do I say that? They were here. This was their spot on the calendar. And they look at it and they say, oh, it's December 31st. What comes next? Happy New Year. Right? The change is coming. So they're like, holy crap. Oh, sorry. Something's about to happen. Change is coming. And we can't stop it. Like, have you tried to stop New Year from coming? You might take a nap, but you wake up, it's like, oh, it's a New Year. You can't stop time. Like, for them, this was a real thing. This was happening. No matter what they did, it was going to happen. At that time, Moctezuma was their leader. And he was like, well, there's some changes coming in the bylaws and the policies, and can you guys tell me, like what's next? Well, you know what's next? Well, it's like the white corn. We got some planted, but start feeling anxious, like palpitations. I don't know. But guess what? You're no longer going to be the ones on top. Who's next? White corn, yeah. So like the people are like packing their bags, like okay, anymore, it's gonna happen. But they don't know how to react. There's no way to know the unknown until it comes, right? And then they were like, okay, so party's over, gotta start cleaning up because our time is about to finish. And does anybody know what happened before, like previous New Year's? Like, do they have like hats or cornetas or whatever, so we can prepare for the this change of the guard? And they started to look into their books, and they found this old story, a story that was actually older than the calendar. This is like old, right? Capital old. And they were like, well, there's this. Anybody know the story about Quetzalcoatl? If you're in the MSA and you were here last year, don't share. Can you share? The little, in one or two words.
Oh, no, I forgot.
Oh, put you on the spot. It happens to me when I take the test. Manuel, you got food in your mouth?
Quetzalcóatl era el dios de la serpiente emplumada, el dios serpiente emplumada del sol, que no me acuerdo por qué se fue, but he left, and he was saying that he was going to come back someday en un robe blanco,
Okay.
Was somewhat white.
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat white, and that he said he would come back, and so that's why when the Spaniards came, they were white.
Does that ring a bell for anybody? Kind of something like that, yeah? All right, thank you for being brave and putting yourselves at risk of being humiliated by a middle school teacher.
That's what they taught us in school.
So Quetzalcoatl, I heard you say something, Manuel, first, but then you took it back because I know you were in my class on Monday, so I'm going to put that back on you, right? I heard you say that word. The G word, right? Anybody? Right? So, grain of salt, right? Yes, the story goes something like that. Where a long, long time ago, here on this earth, there was individual, a person, with the name of Quetzalcoatl. And in Nahuatl, the names have a literal meaning and a symbolic meaning, and I'm sure they have other meanings. But just for the sake of doing this presentation a little bit quicker, I'm just going to stick to the literal and symbolic meaning. Quetzal, it's on the flag of Guatemala. It's a beautiful, precious bird. It cannot be encaged. It will die. It's one of those creatures that will forever resist captivity. But it also means beautiful and precious. The emperors were the only ones that could wear those feathers. Like nobody else could wear them. They were so precious that they believed only the people that had high repute in their land could wear those. Coatl means serpent and symbolizes knowledge, but also cuate. When you call somebody a cuate, that's like your twin brother. Like, this is mi cuate. Like, leave him alone. Like, don't mess with him. He's like right here, right? This is what my teacher told me. So you see that you have the feather and the serpent, and pretty soon I started questioning. I was like, well, if that's Quetzal and that's Coatl, like, where's the word for God? Or is